to be at least 75, 77 degrees right now. It's really hot. And yeah, I think I've missed the window of opportunity. Well, there's always next year, unless I find another patch. This is a really good fiddlehead specimen to pick from. Now, I'm going to show you. Always leave at least one of these in place so that the plant can rejuvenate itself. And pick them as low as you can, no more than 4 inches. The rest of these I am going to leave because they're overdone. So, these are all overdone. They're just way too high. It's funny how people throw their bulbs over the fence here. There's a bunch of little blue flowers over there too. It's a beautiful spot, but it's pretty noisy, and it is private. Yet there's a lot of people think that they can just come on the property and pick fiddleheads whenever they want. I just found 2 people doing just that. I have lifetime permission here, so I'm very fortunate. Anyway, there you go. No trespassing, guys. Get permissions. Okay, talk to you later. I'm just going to show you another spot that would have been good about a week ago for fiddleheads, and I missed it. And we had some warm weather, so they've really got up high fast. Oh well, what do you do? I might be able to rescue a few. We'll have to see. I did bring my big winter boots, or rubber boots, I should say. See my big boots? Yeah, it ain't no fashion contest, remember? That was a tough hunt for getting some fiddleheads, so I'll show you how much I got. Not much. Enough for 3 or 4 feeds for 2 people, at the most. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how to blanch them and get them ready for the freezer. Also, I want to say that on the website linked below, it's the Canadian government website, and it tells you about fiddleheads and the safe use of them and what to do, how to blanch them, what to pick, a little bit of identification there. Don't get it mixed up with ferns such as the bracken. They are only from, the fiddleheads are only from, the safe ones, are only from the ostrich fern, which looks like those. The fronds, the curled up fronds is what you eat when they're curled up, and they're supposed to resemble a fiddlehead. Where I just picked these, there is a lot of stinging nettle that is starting to grow in amongst them, so I didn't bring any gloves with me. So you know what's going to happen. I'll probably end up with a little bit of a rash like that already. Yeah, right, scratched because of the urticating hairs that are on the stinging nettles. And I should have wore gloves. Normally I would, right? However, I'm going to go, and I'd like to get home and blanch these and show you how to look after them for use in the freezer for all year round. So, stay tuned. Okay, so I got the fiddleheads home, and I'm just going to fluff them around in the wind. Of course, I can't do this with one hand, but you get the idea, right? All the chaff falls off of it in the wind, which is all that little brown fluffy papery stuff. Try and get as much of that off as you can. Anyway, I'll work at that, and I'll get back to you in a bit, and we'll see how well that does. But yeah, you get the picture, right? If I had an air compressor all set up right about now, that would be great too, on a screen. Okay, so I'm putting some salt in this water. Okay, about that much, maybe. Run some warm water in there. And then those are going for a bath. The reason why I put salt water in here, I'm just going to do this for a few minutes, is because I don't want any bugs in there, in my fiddleheads. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, it's obvious I didn't get all the chaff off of these fiddleheads, but a lot of it will come out after soaking for a few minutes. Just kind of give it one of these. Hopefully there's no bugs in here, but you never know, right? So, they're well rinsed, and you're ready to go. So I'm just going to put them aside, but look inside the sink here. This is a really good idea to have one of these mesh baskets when you're doing this. It'll catch all of this stuff that has to go into the recycling compost. So yeah, we'll see what happens next. I've placed a bowl of very cold tap water in the sink, and I have taken out a cup and a half to 2 cups worth. The next thing I'm going to do is put it in the hot water and blanch that with the lid on boiling, on high, for about 2 minutes. Okay, that's boiled for a couple of minutes, so I'm going to take it over to the sink and somehow going to attempt to drain it. But I want you to see the color of the water. You see the color of it? It's brown. Here, maybe I'll come up with a different way for you to see that better. Hang on. Okay. Maybe you can see the color of that water. It's absolutely brown. That's because of the tannic acid being cooked out of that. And it is going to leave some residue in the pot, as well as in the colander. But, boy, you're steaming up. Hang on. The really cool thing about this, though, is that I've put it in cold water. A slotted spoon is a really handy thing to fish them out of the water with. Just let that cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then fish them out, drain them off. I've got some bags already made up here. Something like this. Let that drain off as much as you can. And when you get enough of them in, I just kind of like drain the rest out like that. A stainless steel straw, which is probably the most environmentally friendly straws there are at this time. Just gonna put my lips on there and take out all the air. This is what they look like when they're packaged. Of course, I wish I had a decent food sealer, but this is what I got, the straw method. And I'm getting ready to start this process all over again. There's my cold water out of the sink. There's another load ready to go. There's probably 2 more loads there. So feeds, I guess you'd say. There's the bags ready to go, and I have this on to boil again. So that's all there really is to it, except for, you know, taking this and placing it in the freezer. Maybe we'll do that right now. I'll just put this in the freezer. And there we go. Good to go. All ready for sometime when we want to have that as a side dish vegetable. So if you do this method, it probably should work out pretty well for you. I want to tell you though, if you reboil the water and put the fiddleheads out of the freezer in the water, you're going to find that the water again will turn brown. Don't be alarmed. At this point, even after they've boiled the first time, you can even use them in stir fries. So enjoy them. I like them with butter and vinegar drizzled over top. They're really good in the wintertime with whitefish, or you could have them right around this time of year with some trout. Fiddleheads and trout, boy. Right on.